Yo guys, it's Mike from Just Lifestyle, and today we are training 44 minutes, and we are going to take a look and continue looking at my games from yesterday. So actually, I should probably rename this title. What did I call it? Analysing. I'll put like part 2. Okay, that will hopefully be clear. Welcome to the B, welcome to Space Lee, how are you guys doing? So yeah, we're going to continue basically looking at my games. I'll only be able to stream 44 minutes today for real, because of the England game, of course. But yeah, let's get into it. No time to waste. So yesterday we were taking a look at my round 2, and I was playing this underrated 1800 called Jonathan Fowler. And I got into a bad position out of the opening, managed to hustle and get back in the game and win. Welcome Josh to the stream. Hello, how's it going? So yeah, basically, I now wanted to have a look through with an engine and have a look at these different ideas. So I think yesterday we got up to this move 8 situation. So we got this advanced Caro-Kann. And yeah, my opponent played f5, which is a sign that my opponent isn't an advanced Caro-Kann player, because advanced Caro-Kann players know that normally this f-pawn push is very rare to be played in a Caro-Kann. But I didn't know how to continue here. I mean, like, I ended up playing for a Garganitsa structure because this is what I know very well of the black side. But yeah, I kind of had the feeling that h4 or knight of h3 or something like this would be good, but I couldn't quite make it work. So let's actually have a look at the different options here. So h4 was my initial idea, but then I thought that black could play f4 here, and I wasn't really happy with what went on. But before we look at that, let's actually take a look at what engine's top moves are. So in this position, actually knight h3 and knight e2 are possible. So knight h3, my issue was I was a bit scared of this h6 move, I think, because I thought if knight f4, they can just play g5. And I've got queen h5, right? And then my knight's not just being kicked back, and black's not just gaining space in a positive way. Right, so actually I could have just gone for this already, since there was never any g5. So what if they played... Yeah, I guess if they play this to like stop queen h5, now I've got time to play h4. Okay, and in this position it's saying that maybe it's equal because I'm potentially losing this pawn. So maybe what I need to take first. And then h4, still not h4. I mean, h4 would be my point if g5 is incoming, but I guess I can even be even more direct and put even more pressure on the center. This is possible, this is also now possible. Yeah, interesting developments. I guess like I was just a bit too cautious. You added your Rapidplay games as well, as I could remember them. Okay, awesome. I will definitely check them out. I will focus on my games. I don't even know if I'm gonna probably be able to finish them this stream, but I'll definitely have a look, Josh. Thanks for adding them. But yeah, basically, in this position as well, they're offering knight e2, but I'm surprised that they can't just play this move. So what's the situation here? If they play b5, we're getting this kind of like Slav type compensation. Slav. I'll put like semi-Slav style compensation. But yeah, this is... I mean, I knew that f5 was bad, but I just couldn't justify either of these moves. But knight h3 looks the clearest. Looks the cleanest. I hesitated due to fears of g5, but there's nothing to worry about. So okay, maybe I'll keep this in mind for future to put a knight on f4 and then put this pawn h4, and I shouldn't have to worry about any. Yeah. Okay, I'll put even more direct. Okay, yeah, so this is good for me to see. So when our opponents play with f5 in this advance Caro-Kann, it seems that we want to put the knight on f4, and just directly go with knight h3. But yeah, this f4 does this queen h5 check, and this complication, yeah, which is, yeah. So knight h3 looks cleanest. Preventing any possible counterplay of an immediate f4. Yeah, so to be honest, even though like this f4 move wasn't working after this h4 move, it's still something that probably I'm not really looking for. The position gets a little bit wild, a little bit sharp, and I don't really want that, so it looks like this knight h3 is the way to go. Awesome. Welcome Shay to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, so basically I went for g3 instead. I went for the Skarganitsa. And you know, with e3 and g3, then you've got really no worries of this f4 push ever. And what happened here? So knight h3. Yeah, this is the thing, right? So when my opponent castled here, I didn't even spend any time looking at this. I was just like, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this. Like it could be risky. Wow, actually, so I was afraid of just knight d7. I was already afraid of this. Didn't even consider this option. So this is the thing, right? Like basically when you make a decision to take this pawn on b7, you really need to be aware that the position's going to become a lot more sharp. And like, I'm not good at that. Like I didn't even see one move ahead in the most critical line. So what can you do? Either you get better at calculating and seeing everything after queen b7, or you just don't even waste your time looking at it. Because the thing is this position. Like, sure, maybe I have like this +1 advantage. Like on the next move, I apparently do, right? But if I don't take the +1 advantage and I take a +0.5 advantage, it's still fine. Like I'm not like, it's not like I have to play this or otherwise I'm lost, right? Like I can try and win the game at a later point. So you don't have to take every opportunity that comes your way. There will always be more open doors for possibilities in the future. So yeah, in this position, okay, apparently I can go for this knight, queen to b7, but still this knight d7, it still looks scary to me. Looks like I have to play c5. And I think I even saw this idea, but I was worried about, yeah, a rook coming to b8. This is actually something I looked at. And I was just like, I can't be bothered to like work out like who's doing better here. Probably even black, I was thinking. Yeah. I actually saw up to here and felt that this was completely unnecessary to allow. With this move, white keeps an advantage, but is this really the type of position I'd prefer to play compared to 11 knight h3? Yeah, so this is like the question I'm asking myself, and I like how I dealt with it. I mean, basically, yeah, I played bishop e2 because it kind of tempts the opponent to now take on c4, given that I've wasted a tempo, but I don't mind losing a tempo since the position is closed. So yeah, I was kind of looking at this position, and this is where I would be quite comfortable because basically I've got this 2-on-3. Again, we come back to this same theme of the minority attack, and yeah, I feel really, really safe with my king on the king side. Yeah, like this position is closed enough where I can just have my free a free minority attack where black has little counterplay. Yeah, so basically, I played king f1 now. This is kind of a theme, like when you play with this h4 in this Garganitza, you don't want to allow, you don't really want to allow this coming. So if you castle and your king is just on the side, potentially this can open up. I realize that his king is here as well, so it's a bit risky for him, but still, it's nice to just keep the rook on this h file. So that's why I play with king f1. Yeah, and here actually I did consider this move, a4. But why didn't I go for it? I have a feeling it might have been this line. To take on c4. To take again. And I think it was either c5 or b5 here. One of these moves I think was concerning me. Maybe the c5. I feel slightly underdeveloped, given the center might open. Therefore, I prioritized king safety with 15 king g2. So yeah, this was my reason for playing this way. Okay, I allowed b5. Yeah, and he finds this clever move. I guess it's kind of necessary. Like, if he were to take back with the pawn. Wow, it actually gives me plus 0.8 in this position. I didn't think that I would get so much for this position. So what's actually the main reason? Why is this like so much better? Wow, queen b4. Don't think I was looking in that direction. Queen b4 is a wild way to continue. Let me also put in rook c1 to take a look at. But yeah, queen b4. If they take... I thought b3 would be the idea to limit the knight, but that would, of course, would hang the knight. So why is this so strong? Right. Rook here. And to illustrate the point... if ever this, I guess, yeah, we can just ignore it. Yeah, yeah, I can see this collapses very well. Wow, I've never seen this queen b4 idea actually. And if black keeps the queens on, then queen a5. What is the queen doing over here? It feels like it's completely going in the wrong direction. What if I play this rook c1 and still this queen a5 at once? Queen a5. Let me understand this queen a5. So queen a5. Let's say they go back queen d6. Okay, so it just wants to go back queen b4. So let's have a look at this rook c1. Let's imagine black just plays king g8 like a nothing move. Queen a5 now. And if queen d6, now with the extra rook on the c file, I guess preventing any infiltration, now a4. This is really interesting. So a4. Right. I guess if they take, we just take, and this is a6 is weaker than b2, which is definitely a type of pawn structure I've seen in other minority attacks, where this b pawn is superior once we get to b4 and we just pile pressure on a6. And if they push b4, interesting here. If you remember, we had a stream before that was looking at, I think it was a 24-hour stream, where basically knight a2, knight c1, knight b3, knight c5 is one idea, but also knight b1, knight d2, knight b3, knight c5 is something I learnt. And here, of course, knight b1 doesn't work because I lose the rook, but it looks like knight a2 might. But yeah, to play with this queen on a5 is like so ballsy. So defending b4. I think we're just gonna play on the c file, to be honest. With domination on the c file and pressure on the b pawn. Yeah, that's a really, really cool idea. I mean, definitely it's probably only... I'll take note. This plan with queen a5 seems to be working here, since black has no dark square bishop. So this seems to be the key to me. But yeah, I've never seen this queen b4 idea, and then this queen a5 plan is also very interesting. So you see how this is what I mean about minority attack. It's such a nuanced kind of opening or like plan. It really doesn't matter if you're playing like the critical engine top recommended theory, because I've heard some people on like these C3 Venom forums or even a GM on Twitter saying how, oh, you know, well, basically this let me just make this point, like this position is not a critical Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation because they can play c6 here, and therefore this position is only plus 0.1, right? But the critical line is if you have you know, this typical position of reaching a Queen's Gambit declined. Oh, you don't take immediately, sorry. You would have to play knight c3, provoke knight f6, and then now you can get this line. And here, ooh, we're plus 0.2. Like people actually care about this plus 0.1 difference of eval. Like if you're 2700, sure, but ultimately knowing those, you know, exact plans and ideas, that's obviously going to count for 10 times more, right? So literally, who cares about this plus 0.1? And I prefer the bishop on f4 anyway. Much simpler and easier to play. So yeah, let's keep going. So yeah, turns out in this position then, this is actually this resulting position is stronger than I thought. Yeah, so okay, they played knight b3, rook c1, a4 immediately is not bad apparently. a4 immediately. Maybe they take with the knight, yeah. Yeah, it's tough for me to understand. So, okay, they don't ever take with the pawn, otherwise they'd lose a pawn, of course. But this is apparently still, like, slight advantage. Queen c3. And even if they play, like, rook c8 or something. Rook c1. I can kind of believe this. The structure feels like it's under a bit of pressure. Yeah, and queen c5 next. With queen c5 next, black's queenside pawns feel the pressure. Yeah. Welcome, Sapsara, to the stream. I played the UB Arena and had stupid lag. What is UB Arena? 3 games against 1700. Oh, you lost from 0.44 seconds left. Yeah, maybe time to move the increment. But yeah. So this could have been maybe slightly better to try and challenge this structure already. But yeah, in the end, yeah, we went down this path. I went queen d1. Yeah, basically around here, I actually have some problems on my king because this bishop can get opened up, right? Like this can be very dangerous. Like one example of a blunder would be queen d2, right? Like this, and I can't ever take with this pawn because of this, and it's over. So I need to be very careful. But interestingly, queen h1 is actually... Wait, what did I just delete? Because I thought I deleted this line. Did I not delete that? Oh, I did delete that, and for some reason... Okay, it just lagged or something. I don't know. So yeah, apparently queen h1. Huh? And we can actually do this. And if check, we run this way, I see. And the queen is somehow keeping enough tabs on this side of the board. Because yeah, if I don't play this, I may do this now. Ah, yeah, this it was also protecting the pawn. Okay, right. Right. Okay, that makes sense. So protecting h4 so that f4 can be met with g takes f4. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good. But maybe I thought I was actually... I felt like maybe I needed to create something on the queen side or establish this like control and stop black ever breaking. But yeah, this g5 was strong. Yeah, now I'm experiencing some problems. Yeah, so I got out of the pin, but yeah, wow, this is already winning. That's quite shocking. And if I took of the g pawn, rook f4, ef4, queen h4. That's remarkable that this is winning. I would have thought king e1 is like escaping, but this is lights out. That's wild. This is one aspect of Gergenitsa that can sometimes go wrong. Sometimes concretely there's some knockout blow, but it's always difficult to calculate. Yeah. Fair enough. Just a bit too slow to get out of trouble. Now, why did I play this move? Yeah, giving a breathing space to my queen. So I thought this was a problem. I can't go king e1 because I was scared. No, it's on the next move where this is a problem. Here I still have time to move my queen. Yeah, and if they play rook d8... No, actually, yeah, this is just fine. Yeah, this is just fine. One sec. Yeah, so actually, why didn't I go king e1? Yeah, I guess I was afraid of this. Because now the king gets blocked, and I thought maybe black can play rook f6 and try and come round. But I guess not. This is what I was afraid of, but in fact, my pieces coordinate and survive. Yeah. Yeah, so basically I played this because I was hoping that I could do a quick runner like this and also give my queen a bit of breathing space so I don't have to go to d2, because I felt like d2 was basically the path of this king. Maybe I could go like c1 or somewhere else. Then he played this rook f6, and I realized that, well, I played king e1, and then I realized actually this is a problem, because now I can't play king d2 because of queen b3, and I thought if I move here, then this happens, right? So yeah, this is... yeah. But okay, wow, it's not as lost as I thought even at this moment. So what? I can do king d2 now? I guess this bishop can't move with tempo, but let's say it moves here anyway. Is black not just threatening to do this? Ah, so taking on b3 is actually... I didn't think this would work due to bishop b3 with the same rook takes d4 motif. But yeah, this is an interesting idea, and also this is apparently working as well. So how is this? What is happening here? So if they give check. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow. Wow, that's wild. That's wild. I failed the majors? What do you mean you failed the majors? Have you analyzed your games, Hafsara? Have you tried to replicate any of them? Spain or England? I mean, I feel like Spain have to win. It would... I mean, it would make absolutely no sense, like, for England to win. Like, Spain have been so dominant, and they've played such, like, more competitive teams. Like, it would make absolutely no sense if England won. But I mean, that's the joy of football, right? Like, anything can happen on the day. Like, Man City can be in second place, Man United in first on goal difference going into the final round. No, wait, what was it? Man City was winning the league on goal difference, and in the final match of the season, Man City played QPR and United played Sunderland, and Man United won 1-0, so they were now in first. And Man City, who were in first, were playing QPR, who were bottom of the table, bottom of the league, 20th place, and going into like the 85th minute or something. Man City were literally losing 1-0. And then basically Man City managed to do a turnaround and win 2-1 and win the league. That was like the craziest football finale I ever experienced. That was actually the best Premier League moment of history, I think. Yeah, you know it, Josh. actually such a classic. It was so good. I remember I was actually, I think, in a car on the way back from a chess tournament, and I was back in the day. I used to play like fantasy football on a site called Eurosport, and yeah, like I was on Eurosport and I was watching the commentary live, and I saw like my phone just glitch. It must have been later than the 85th minute. It must have been like 90th minute, then 90+5 or something. It must have been, because I remember seeing my phone, it like buzzed like with the highlights, and it said like Man City scored, and then it said goal again, and I was like, no way have they scored 2 goals in like the space of like a couple minutes. It was wild. It was wild. Yeah, that was honestly amazing. I think either that is the best like English football moment ever, or maybe the Troy Deeney championship playoff goal. Like that was unbelievable. Like you guys need to look that up on YouTube. Just type in like Troy Deeney Watford against Leicester. Unbelievable like playoff final. Like that might be equally as equally as crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. But funny enough, that season that Leicester failed to promote to the Premier League, the next season they did promote, and then I think the season after they won the league, like won the Premier League. So yeah, it all comes in. I don't know. English football is just like a league of its own. UB equals ultraviolet shield. I see. That's the other big one. Do not scratch your eyes. Oh, is that like what he says in the commentary? I don't even remember. He says, "Do not scratch your eyes." I don't remember that at all. But fair enough. Play some of it. I want to see him raging it. I am not playing ultraviolet. I literally don't have the time to waste on ultraviolet. But yeah, actually, yeah. So this I definitely felt was a mistake. Yeah, and I thought here just h5 was strong. Oh, but I've got this sacrifice. I didn't see this. I may have played this, but didn't realize how strong it was. And Queen C7, you know what? I think I looked at this. I actually remember looking at this, but I didn't think anything of it since I'm not even gaining a tempo on the rook. Yeah, I literally thought like he can even just play a move like rook g8 or maybe even just h4. Is h4 a move? Yeah. So what, I can take, and if he takes, oh, I have queen e5. Aha. And now rook c1. Some counterplay incoming. Wow. Yeah, so basically, that's very interesting. So here, f4 is actually the move. I guess, wait, why can't I do this one? Queen h5. Oh, this is so difficult to see. This is so hard. I don't blame my opponent for missing this. And if queen e3... Oh my god. Rook takes f1? Bruh. Yeah, you got to be an absolute monster at calculation to be able to do this. That's crazy. Arjun just comes into chat. What happens if someone dies during a chess game? Are you serious? Not even a hello. Just straight up. Oh man. Does the other player win? So, I mean, wasn't there that thing recently that some chess grandmaster died at the board? Was that not a thing that happened? I didn't really look into it. I'll tell you a funny story though. I've got a really funny story. So back in my local league, there was a player who unfortunately has passed away now. Actually, he gave me a lot of lessons for free. Well, I wouldn't really call them lessons. It was more like we're just training together kind of thing. It was a weird arrangement, but um, yeah. Anyway, he was like a very very big smoker, and he had a lot of heart problems. Um, but basically, that was a match. I wasn't there, but I heard about the commotion afterwards. He was playing against one of like the rival teams in the local area, and during the game, he thought he was having a heart attack. And this isn't completely crazy to imagine because I think he'd actually had a heart attack a few months before and survived it. So he thought that he felt the tightness in his chest. He thought he was having a heart attack, and he was like, "I think I'm having a heart attack. Call an ambulance." Right? And as people started to stop the clocks, and he's like spluttering, he puts out his hand, and apparently he's choking and saying, "Draw, draw," and the opponent just looks at him, looks at the board, and says, I think I have a slight advantage here. I when I heard this, I just couldn't believe it. I just thought like that's crazy. Chess players are unbelievable. Chess players are unbelievable. Man's having a heart attack, and the guy's literally like, I think I've got a slight advantage. I don't think I want to draw. So in the end, the ambulance came. Shani got taken to hospital. He ended up being fine. I don't think it was a heart attack. It was just like maybe like some pre-heart attack kind of like motions. And the game was agreed to draw in the end. The game was agreed to draw. But my God, that's actually the funniest. That's actually the funniest thing. So yeah, no. If a player dies at the board, I think the game would just be node defaulted. Like unless it was like, maybe a position that was beyond all reasonable doubt that one side would win. Like maybe if there was like forced checkmate on the board, maybe it could be like. Basically, these kind of situations, the arbiter has to do their best with like fair play at the forefront of their decision, right? So there's obviously not going to be like FIDE article 5.74 which talks about these kind of scenarios, because you can never predict like everything, right? So there's no point like writing rules for everything, and like for situations like this, it's always going to be a bit more nuanced, so having a rule is just pointless. So just leaving it to the arbiter's discretion to do whatever's right is probably best, and I would probably default the game in general. Really, the number one rated Bangladesh GM died in his game and flagged so his opponent won. If I was the opponent, I would not be able to accept that win. Like, that's unbelievable. If the guy accepted that win, like, nah, that ain't okay. That ain't okay. Would you prefer a 700 player buy your chessboard course or subscribe to Rapid Tier on your Patreon? Which is more beneficial to you? Thank you for the question, Sir Spacely. I would say, in pure beneficiary terms, probably the Rapid Tier is going to make me more money. Also in the long term, in terms of, if you continue to subscribe. Having said that, I would say in terms of beneficial terms to you, probably, well, this is the thing. If you make use of the Rapid Tier properly and actually ask me questions using the Patreon or using like Lichess, I will try and really work hard to get the best out of your chess. This is the point of the Rapid Tier, that I'm really trying to help coach you and find your flaws, understand your chess, and actually improve your chess. But the thing is, actually, a lot of people sign up to Rapid Tier and they actually don't really use it. They kind of just there for the support and not really using the coaching aspect. But yeah, to be honest, so Spacely, if I'm completely honest, if you are 700 rated online, either you are at the lower cusp of understanding 1c3 Venom and get 1c3 Venom, and it should hopefully make sense, and it will be good for you. Alternatively, you could use the rapid tier, and then you can ask me a bunch of chess questions without feeling guilty about wasting my time. And yeah, I will try and answer like as much as you can, as I can. I mean, in general, like you can see from these streams, I already try and help people as much as I can. But if you actually subscribe, then I've got like more of an obligation, and okay, I have more of an interest as well to like really try and make sure that you get as much as you can. I mean, that's the role, right? If you sign up to Rapid, then I'm gonna do my best. So that's the situation. Really, I wouldn't say I wouldn't decide based on what benefits me. I decide what benefits you. So you choose whatever sounds better for you. Should I become an arbiter? My God, Sapsara, if you became an arbiter, it would literally lead to more chaos. Like it would literally be pointless. Welcome, Frizz, to the stream. I mean, it depends. It depends. I mean, like, I think, like, these jobs as, like, I don't know, FIDE trainer, FIDE arbiter, they're really cool, right? Because it means, like, players who aren't so invested in just, like, you know, trying to max out their chess strength as much can still, like, make it in the chess world with some kind of alternative qualification and alternative role. And it's really nice. I mean, like, I've got a friend who also played at my local club, the same club that Shani played for. And he's an international arbiter, and he literally travels the world, you know, joins in for all of these big events, like from Sinkfield Cup to like Gibraltar Masters to like all kinds of events. And yeah, he seems to have a great time, because I mean, like, often these like arbiter events, it's like all expenses covered. You also get paid like a small sum every day, so it's probably not able to be like your main income, but definitely as a side hustle, really decent actually. Like you get paid well, like given the job. I think, like, you know, you really don't have to. It's not like super demanding, and it's also kind of fun. Like whenever drama comes up, like, you know, I love the chess drama, so yeah. What happens if both players die? Brutal. Oh man. Faking my death during a game to clutch a draw. Yeah. Crazy. I can see someone do that though. Help you prep for BCC. Training buddy, go train with Arjun. Sapsara, I think this sounds great. Like any kind of training partner arrangement just for motivation and putting in work is what you need. Okay, Josh has given his opinion on the matter. Yeah, I probably agree overall, but it's not like a 100% agreement. It's more like maybe like a 70-30. In the sense that I do feel like it does depend a bit on the player, and also how the player learns. Like if the player feels like they're not going to get much out of like asking me 100 deep questions about chess and their own improvement, then maybe the course might be something easier for them to manage, right? So yeah, it's not completely clear to me. Okay, yeah, basically this is what happened, and then yeah, after this moment, yeah. Like I kind of got some counterplay, and okay, I'm glad to see that this evaluation of mine was correct, right? Like when he played this, I was like looking at him funny. Yeah, and I missed his rook d5. Oh, I can actually play bishop d1? That's surprising to me, because there is a principle in these endgames where you've got rook and bishop against two rooks. You generally don't want to trade pieces where your opponent has a duplicate. So you've got to imagine like rook and bishop can perform different roles, and that's actually an asset. It's a bit like how queen and knight are the strongest attacking pair, because queen and knight have very different roles, and they can basically coordinate in ways that are super strong. So when you have like two rooks, they're kind of a little bit more redundant. Like they can still be strong if coordinated well, but just it's like very small margins, right? So in general, principally, you wouldn't want to take this or allow this. But okay, let's see actually why this is actually good. D takes c5. That's so crazy to me. King g7, I take on a4. Bishop b3. King d2. Yeah, I'll give a check. King c3. King e7. a4. King here. Ah, bishop e6. Wait, so that means... Fair enough, that's a little bit annoying. So what if instead of this situation... Yeah, it's actually not easy for black to bring the king over at all. Huh. But it's also not saying like white is completely winning here. It's like only +1, +1.4, and this could easily turn around, I think, if white were to make some mistakes. Yeah, interesting. Actually, I will just leave this line. Interestingly, white can allow the trade of rooks, which would typically be bad, since we like to keep pieces of different kind in games, as opposed to an opponent's duplicate. Pieces. Rook plus bishop. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this rook d6. Okay, actually not much to be done. And also the eval is just pretty much the same, and rook c4 was good. And then I activated the king. Oh, king h3. Yeah, this kind of idea. I mean, this wasn't the exact position, I think. But yeah, it was too juicy not to try, right? Like this checkmate threat. I had the feeling that there was a chance he might miss it. I mean, we were both a bit short on time. And also, like, as you can see, like, this whole game, I haven't really played the tactics at all. So that means, like, he's probably in a bit of a false sense of security and might miss a tactic when it does come up. Arav as a training buddy isn't really working. Oh, man. Yeah, if only you guys could actually train chess, like, how much progress you guys would make. It's actually so tragic. To be fair, by learning openings, you also learn thematic tactics, so there's definitely some overlap, for sure. Yeah. And also, to be fair, at 700, like, the 700 nowadays is different to 700 in the past. I feel like 700... I mean, actually, yeah, like, so Space Lee, like, you say you're 700, but, you know, we played our game. I feel like it, like, you know, you played decent. Like, it wasn't like, horrendous or something. It's not like you don't know what are hanging pieces, right? So I think to be fair, C3 Venom could be fine. Maybe what I would say, actually, unless you've already bought the Regal Rapid already, I would say go for C3 Venom for now, because like it's on discount, and see how far you go with it. And at a later point, then you can consider the Regal Rapid. And also right now, I'm a little bit busy, right? I've got like a lot of tournaments. Like I'm actually traveling to Serbia on Tuesday. So yeah, I've got a bunch of tournaments. So I'm probably, and I'm also very busy with the C3 Venom stuff. So I'm basically gonna have quite a lot on my plate. So probably not the best time if you want like a lot of input, but I would also give it anyway. So I don't know. Up to you. Your choice at the end of the day. Like, yeah, completely your choice. But okay, guys, on that note, I'm gonna get ready to head out and go watch the England game. And yeah, even though we only had a look at one game, we still learned some interesting things, especially about these kind of like minority attack type situations with this like Queen B4. Like really nice to just see these motifs, just so that like you're just one little bit tad closer to actually finding these ideas in your own game. So yeah, that's good. I will definitely need to complete like these rounds. Uh, but yeah, on that note, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. It's coming home. Yeah, I hope. I hope. I mean, that would be great. But yeah, we will see. We will see. And on that note, guys, adios.